Along a remote coastline in Patagonia, a group of young sea lions gathers at the edge of the beach. The pups rest on wet sand. Only a few meters from the water, prey escapes and the whale returns to the sea without food. Other times, the orca captures a sea lion but briefly releases it near the shoreline. This may appear inefficient, but in some cases, younger whales are nearby, watching or attempting to participate. The hunt becomes more than feeding. It becomes training. Juvenile orcas cannot safely learn intentional stranding through uncontrolled experimentation. A calf that charges too far onto the beach could die before understanding its mistake. The technique, therefore, these early attempts often occur without any serious effort to capture prey. The juvenile is learning how its body behaves in a place where it was never designed to move. This training can continue for years. A young orca may repeatedly approach the same beach, sliding slightly farther onto the sand over time. It must learn how much momentum is required, how to keep the blowhole clear, how to turn the body, and how to use waves during the retreat. It must also learn as intentional instruction. However, the social conditions clearly allow learning to occur. Young whales observe skilled relatives, practice in their presence, and gradually acquire a technique found only within certain families. In some cases, an experienced hunter appears to create opportunities for juveniles by bringing weakened or captured prey closer to them. A sea lion may be released in shallow water, allowing a younger whale to practice pursuit and handling. The adult accepts the possibility that the prey could escape, while the juvenile gains valuable experience. This pattern is consistent with teaching-like behavior seen in other highly social predators. The goal is not necessarily to provide an easy meal. It may be to create a safer version of a challenge the young whale will later face alone. The learning process reveals how much information intentional stranding contains. The whale must understand not only the movements of prey, but also the interaction between its own body and the physical environment. In open water, an orca can turn, dive, and accelerate in almost any direction. On the beach, movement before beginning the attack. This requires anticipation. The whale approaches knowing that it will soon lose the support of the ocean. It must calculate how far to travel, where the next wave will break, and how its body should be positioned when the water recedes. The attack is therefore not simply a chase driven by hunger. Over time, prey may learn to recognize the danger. Adult sea lions become more alert when orcas appear and may move pups away from the water. They can gather farther up the beach or respond to alarm calls. This creates an evolutionary and behavioral contest between hunter and prey. The orcas refine their stealth and timing, while the sea lions improve their ability to detect attacks. A technique that succeeded easily in the past may require greater patience in the future. The whales must adapt without abandoning the basic tradition. Culture gives them a starting strategy, but intelligence allows them to modify it in response to changing conditions. Not every attempt succeeds. An orca may charge onto the beach and miss the prey by less than a meter. A sea lion may turn at the final moment. Whales see how experienced adults respond when the approach goes wrong. They watch how hunters rotate their bodies and use the surf to escape. In a technique where mistakes can be fatal, observing failure may be as important as observing success. The behavior demonstrates why orca families are so important. An individual raised without experienced hunters would be unlikely to master intentional stranding safely. Physical strength alone is not enough. Intelligence alone is not enough. The whale needs access to a social tradition. It must see the behavior repeatedly, remain near the correct beaches, and practice under conditions where relatives can influence the outcome. The family acts as a school whose classroom is the shoreline. Older whales preserve the technique. Adults perform it. And juveniles gradually take their place in the hunting sequence. When a skilled hunter dies, the group loses more than a provider. It may lose part of the knowledge required to keep the tradition alive. This makes intentional stranding culturally fragile. The behavior can survive only while experienced whales are present to demonstrate it, and young near hunting beaches can interrupt this process. Boats, tourists, noise, and changes to sea lion colonies may cause orcas to avoid areas used for generations. Fishing activity can alter prey distribution. Climate change may affect tides, storms, and coastal ecosystems, even when the whales themselves survive. The loss of access to a traditional training site could weaken the transfer of knowledge. Places, not only individual animals. A certain beach may hold no visible structure built by the whales, yet it can function like a cultural landmark. It is where generations learn to cross the boundary between sea and land. To humans, the sight of an orca lying partly on the beach can be difficult to understand. We are accustomed to seeing stranded whales as victims in need of rescue. During an intentional hunt, however, the apparent emergency is part of the strategy. The whale is not confused. It has chosen the moment, angle, and location. Its body may appear helpless, but its movements are the power of learned behavior. Evolution gave the orca a body designed for the ocean. Culture taught certain families how to use that body on land for a few extraordinary seconds. Somewhere along the Patagonian coast, a juvenile orca waits beyond the breaking waves, while an older female studies a group of sea lion pups. The adult turns toward the shore and begins to accelerate,